Let's talk now to Alec Shelbrooke, Conservative MP for Elmet and Rothwell. Alec, great to have you on the show, taking time to talk to our viewers and listeners at such an important moment in our political life. Now, you're a West Yorkshire MP, you've got a pretty safe seat there. I think it's 16,000 majority. But you must be feeling that a lot of those Red Wall MPs, your colleagues in the Conservative Party, in seats that only went Conservative for the first time in history in 2019 on a Brexit ticket. Some of them feel that they've been misled. Some of them feel they've been duped. Are you concerned your party's standing in the Red Wall, whether the next election will be won and lost, could now be looking a bit shaky?
No, thanks for that, Liam. Look, first of all, I've been around politics for over 20 years, and I've been around lots of elections. And I can say with all honesty that the manifesto I stood on in 2019 is probably the best manifesto I've ever stood on. And we obviously have had a very damaging time for our party, and we're still in the middle of that. But I think what people are going to be looking for is competent, calm leadership and delivering that manifesto. And against the backdrop of all of the international pressures we're under and that direct effect that's happening on our country and on our constituents in terms of cost of living, all part of the war in Ukraine, I think people want to see the government get on with it. We've also seen in the Wakefield by-election, for example, that although Labour won, they didn't attract any votes. Conservative voters were staying at home. They're the voters who we've got to appeal to, say that it's worth voting for us, deliver on the manifesto. It's not going to be easy. I'm not pretending for a moment that it's easy, but I still think we have a very strong manifesto and a very strong programme to deliver. We're still only halfway through this Parliament, and I think we need new leadership who will be able to deliver that.
Alec, you talked a lot there about delivering on the manifesto. Obviously, a lot has changed since 2019 with the pandemic and the war in Ukraine. So looking towards the next leader, what policies do you want to see continue? What policies do you want to see scrapped? And in particular, what action do you want to see to help alleviate the cost of living crisis?
Well, certainly, I think when we look at issues like supply-side reform, breaking away from some of those EU regulations that were holding that back and looking at some of those opportunities, I think there are ways to do that. I actually think that a lot of things that Britain want to do, that other countries will be looking to follow those, actually. So I think even though we'd be looking at that supply-side reform, I think a lot of countries will move in that direction anyway, because I think they've been shown with the global supply crisis, with the war, just how vital it is that we actually get past what you may want to call the post-Cold War peace dividend, however that dividend may be described, that we've got to really adapt how we do things. And I think that there's a real opportunity there. Look, I'll be absolutely straight up and honest with you on air right now. I'm going to be backing Liz Truss, the Foreign Secretary. I think she's got huge amounts of experience. She's really leading the world on the foreign stage, where our country's at the forefront of so many important international issues. She's been a Trade Secretary who delivered a lot of trade deals. She's helped steer through the Northern Ireland Protocol, which was no easy thing. When I look at what we need to do to help deliver the manifesto, get some of the Brexit benefits that were in the manifesto, look at how we level up. And levelling up is not just about spending money. Levelling up is about giving opportunity. And I think there are opportunities to be gained. I actually, from my point of view, think that the Foreign Secretary, Liz Truss, is going to be the best person to deliver that.
Alec Shelbrooke, Tory MP for Elmet and Rothwell in wonderful West Yorkshire. Thanks a lot for joining us here on GB News.